Okay, then in the last video we looked at what we meant by a factor. So in this video we're going to have a look at factorizing, what we mean by factorizing. So factorizing just means writing something as a product. So let's first of all have a look at these expressions. So if I write, say, 3 plus 2, this is called a sum. So that's a sum because I'm adding things together. So anytime you add things together, it's called a sum. If I go, say, 100 minus 19, this is called a difference because I'm subtracting. So when I'm subtracting, we get a difference. And then when we multiply things, so say if I multiply 3 by 4, this is called a product because I'm multiplying things. So product. So a sum is when we add things, a difference is when we subtract things, and a product is when we multiply things. So factorizing means just writing something as a product. So let's say I take the number 100. I can write 100 in different ways. I can say that 100 is equal to 5 times 20. So I factorized 100. I've written it as a product. I've written it in a different way, and it's a product. There's other ways to factorize 100. Instead of writing 5 times 20, I could have written 50 times 2. So I factorize it in a different way. But it's still a product. It doesn't have to be just two things. I could write 100 as, let's say, can I think of 3 factors of 100? Let me think. So 2 by 2 is 4 by 25. So 100 is equal to 2 by 2 by 25. I factorize it. I've written it as a product. So we can also factorize algebraic expressions. So let's say if I have this expression, let's say 9x squared plus 3x. So we want to factorize that. So the way at the moment it's a sum, but we want to write it as a product. So to write it as a product, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the highest common factor of both of these. So this is a sum. Each part of it is a term. This is the first term and this is the second term. So what's the highest common factor of both of these? Well, if you go back to the previous video, I show you how to find the highest common factor. And in this expression, the highest common factor will be 3x. So I'll write it as 3x multiplied by something. So I can put both of them in brackets just to show that I'm multiplying. So 3x times what will give me 9x squared? Well, 3x by 3x will give me 9x squared because 3 by 3 gives 9, x by x gives x squared, and 3x by plus 1 will give me 3x. So I've taken this expression, which is a sum, and I factorized it by writing it as a product. This multiplied by this. So let's have a look at another one. So say let's look at a difference. Let's say x squared minus, let's say, 2x. So there's a difference, but I can still factorize it. I do it the same way. Look for the highest common factor for each term. So the highest common factor between x squared and 2x. So that would be x. And now I can factorize it. I can rewrite that as x multiplied by, well, x by what will give me x squared? X. And x times what will give me minus 2x. So that's going to be minus 2 in there because x by x is x squared and x by minus 2 is minus 2x. So if you want, this time I didn't put this x in brackets. I can if I want. So I factorize it and I've written it as a product. Let's have a look at one other one. So let's say 100x minus 20x squared. So again, we find the highest common factor. Let's put in another one actually. So we've got plus, let's say, 10x. So 10x cubed, let's say. Okay, so let's look for the highest common factor in each of these. So we can see there's a 10 in each of them anyway, because 100, 20, and 10, but all of them can be divided by 10. There's an x in each of them. So, and here there's just an x, here there's an x squared, there's an x cubed. So the highest common factor there is going to be 10x. So we've got to figure out what goes in the bracket here. So 10x multiplied by what will give me 100x. So 10x by 10. 10x by 10 is 100x. 10x by what will give me minus 20x squared. So 10x by minus 2x. 10 by minus 2 is minus 20, and x by x is x squared. And 10x times what gives me 10x cubed? Well, it's going to be plus x because x by, no, it's not. What's it going to be? It's going to be x squared actually, because x by x squared is x cubed, and then I have the 10. So factorizing just means writing something as a product.